ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back into another weekly markup. I get to do my weekly markup at work. I literally just finished it right now. Look at this. Alright, so let's get into the weekly markup. I'm currently watching, what is this, a contest, a little throwback contest, the OG skaters. But let's get into this. GBPUSD weekly markup. Actually, yeah, I just wanted to show that I have already taken my first few trades of the year, and we're in freaking drawdown. Why? Because on Friday I decided to overtrade, and now I was already up for the week. I had taken 2 trades earlier in the week, lost one and was up and was already positive 25 pips. But on Friday on NFP as well, I decided to trade, and I lost my first 4 trades, which obviously the last two trades I should not have taken, because 3 losses in one day, and that should be it. But I over leveraged on UJ shorts and I made it back with 10 pips. But because I over leveraged, I made it back what I had lost in these 3 pips, which that is something that I cannot be doing, because this trade I got lucky on it. Which actually, let me go over it. It was UJ shorts. Now I wouldn't say actually lucky, but it was a scalp. Look at this. This is what I would look. This is the last trade that I took. It was UJ shorts. Sell at 158.018. And this was on Friday. 158.018. Oh, that's a buy. 158.018. Because every other trade it was what? It's still a buy, dude. What? And there it is. 158.018. So this was a trade. This is what I was looking for. I had to put my stop loss here and my TP here. So what I had looked at was on the 3-minute. You can see on the 3-minute. Actually, let's look at it on the 1-minute, because again I was scalping. So on the 1-minute, this is your top of the range. This is your bottom of the range. Shout out to Holt. And then here we have a supply, really strong supply. Why is it strong? Because it gave us this full drop of 30 pips. And this is the reason why I over leveraged on this trade, because I truly believed in this setup. These other trades, they were kind of long-term trades and on the H4, but I don't have the screenshot here. I have it on my freaking laptop. Well, actually, hold up, I have my laptop here. What am I saying? Got my laptop. So you can see, here are the trades. So this was the last trade that I took, UJ longs, and then this was the first few trades that I took. So it was USDCAD shorts, NZDCAD shorts, USDCAD shorts, GBPUSD longs, and UJ shorts. And obviously this is that UJ trade. What is this one right here? As you can see, I need to clean my laptop, I know. Look at this, I closed fully at 14 pips. Closed fully at 14 pips to make back everything that I had lost. Let me just show you the first few trades. USDCAD shorts. I took in shorts here based off the double top when we're overall bullish, which we're gonna go over right now, which was a totally wrong trade. And then I decided to get in it again, which was totally wrong again. And then this was a NZDCAD trade, which we're gonna go over right now on the weekly markup. But this was also wrong. I mean, previous supply, demand. I literally thought we were gonna create a lower high here and continue melting. I was totally wrong, and I closed, I believe, at 9 pips before stop loss, full stop loss would have been hit. But I mean, if I would have entered over here, it would have been a good trade, and had I secured. The USDCAD price had already tested 139, which we're gonna go over right now. And then I thought price was gonna continue back down, but obviously it still remained bullish. I was totally wrong, and I closed this one at 11 pips before my stop loss got hit. And then GBPUSD was basically, I was looking at the same thing, which we're gonna go over right now on the weekly markup. But this is already a weak support, because prices already tested it and didn't have any strength. And I closed this one at 11 pips as well before stop loss almost got hit. And then now with the last trade that I took, that I made everything back, was this one, the UJ shorts, which I'm currently going over right now. Alright, so we're cut up. So now, as you can see, the reason why I took this trade was we had this 1 minute supply, price tested it, and we instantly had the reaction back to the downside, right? So at this point in time, seeing just this right here, this is where I was looking at the trade, and boom, I got in right here, or somewhere right here. It was on Friday. Actually, I do have my perfect entry over here. So here it is, right after this is on the 15 minutes, so it was after the 15-minute bearish engulfing candle. So yeah, I literally got it perfect. It was right after that 15-minute bearish engulfing candle. And if we're not breaking highs, what are we doing? We're breaking off. And this was my TP1 at 30 pips, which I did not hold the full 30. Oh no, not 30 pips. My bad, my mistake. I have it all the way over here, which is around 18 pips, almost 20 pips. And I secured like at 14 pips. I secured right here and I closed everything, which was good because price ranged. And now I do believe price might come back, stop out the sellers to continue right here. So now we can go into the weekly markup. That was literally a really good trade. And the NZDCAD one was a good setup, but GBPUSD was also a good setup. But this last USDCAD trade and the first one were not good setups. And actually, I had gotten into the first trade that I took that was profitable for the year was USDCAD bias. Which, look at this. If I would still be in the bias, I would literally be up right now heavy. Which, that's what I get for closing fully. So I'm telling you, when you close fully, the full price goes. I had taken bias above here. Previous area of supply turned into new demand. The bias was at 138.16. Somewhere right here. Which sometimes this happens, bro. Sometimes the one that you close is the one that keeps on going. And the one that you try to hold is the one that hits stop loss, which is insane. That's trading. Look at this, the trade would have been up 89 pips right now. And I only secured on this 37 pips, which ended up being only 30 pips because I had closed half of the position at minus 5 pips because we were in drawdown and I was not going to be on the, I think I was already going to come on my way to work. So I had taken this trade out at home still. And price was in drawdown, so I closed 5 pips just to be able to hold the trade correctly and manage it correctly. And that's when the price shot up, and then I closed fully at 37 pips, which honestly I should have closed half of the trade then and then continue holding. But now, once we went over all of that, we can now get into the weekly markup. So now I could make this larger. You could pause it and read it. And let's get into it. So on the monthly, we were somewhat bullish, right? Honestly, on the monthly, I did put bullish because we're still right now above 134, and we do have a bullish engulfing candle. But we could already kind of see with these previous bearish engulfing candles and one not breaking highs, we're kind of turning bearish as well on the monthly. So now, this month, I do believe price might come retrace all the way to 131,500. And then we hop into the weekly. You can see on the weekly, we have a double top below 137,500 and a bearish engulfing candle below 134. But then we respect this previous support at 131,500, which now, before we had a bullish engulfing candle above on the weekly, but now price is respecting this supply at 135,300. And now on the right now the market is closed obviously, but when price opens, how the weekly closes is gonna be really, it's gonna tell us what was gonna really happen. Are we gonna reject 134 and continue bullish, or are we gonna break below, maybe bearish engulf it and continue bearish? So we're gonna really have to wait for this weekly close. But then on the daily, we're looking extremely bearish now. Price failed to keep on breaking highs above 135,300, respected as at supply or as a resistance zone. And now we're above 134 again. And on the 4 hour, you could already see this is where I was looking for the buy, something like this on Friday. I was looking for something like that, right? So price had a previous strong bias. I was looking for the same bias back above. But now, when we go into the 3 hour or the 1 hour, you can see price did test it, clear everything to the downside, and we had the push to the upside. And this is where I had gone to the buys. I really thought price was going to continue bullish here, and I mean it makes sense because we do have sellers here in the market that have not been cleared out. But price respected this previous area of supply right here is still strong, and now we just have to wait what price does at 134. Is it gonna break below, create a lower high, and a bearish engulfing candle to continue bearish, or maybe we're gonna clear lows again, maybe to stop out, because there's probably stop losses for buyers still below here, right? So maybe price, what I could do, and I've seen this happen multiple times, it could literally break below, it could make it look like it's gonna continue selling, but then we're gonna create a higher low, and then boom, we're gonna continue back to the upside, right? So we're gonna stop out these buyers right here that are in the market because this is their stop loss, and then we're gonna make it look like we're gonna sell, but then we're gonna stop out those people once they start having their stop losses above here, or once it starts looking like a resistance zone, then boom, price takes them out, and then it does the original buys that it was gonna happen before all this manipulation. So we could expect this to happen, or obviously in simpler terms, just wait for the lower high and the bearish engulfing candle to sell, or for price to break back above after the manipulation. But it's literally just buys above or sells below. All we have to do is wait. And since I did not want to get manipulated, and I really literally I was in these buys, right? So I got myself out at 11 pips, so we could possibly get back in buys once price does that manipulation bullshit, or we could possibly get in sales below. Now let's get into GJ. You could pause it and read it. Let's get in on GJ. You always want to start from the monthly. The monthly, you could already see we're overall bullish. We have a nice support above 18500, and where we previously had a pretty strong area of supply, we have a now bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 195, and we have a bullish engulfing candle above 199. Remember 208? Look at that. 208 got freaking cleared, and we have a bullish engulfing candle above 208. Now the next target is 215, which obviously, look at this strong, really strong supply. It gave us a full drop of, what is this drop? Holy smokes, it's a 9,000 pip drop, and we're about to approach it. Look at all of these buyers that have not been stopped out, that are active in the market, and all that the price can do is either test it and continue back down, or test it, break above it, and continue back up. It's that simple, right? And this is a really strong supply. Why? Because it has not been tested before. I mean, this was strong here, but then it got tested, and now it's no longer strong. What is strong? This is strong because it has not been tested. This supply right here is really strong because it has not been tested, and it will be the first time it gets tested. So now, are we gonna test it and continue back down, or we're gonna test it, break above, create a higher low, and continue back up to 245, where we also have untested supplies? So we hop into the weekly. Obviously, on the weekly, we were already on the weekly. And in the weekly, you can already see the bullish engulfing candle. And on the daily, we're still bullish, overall bullish. Higher low above 199, bullish engulfing candle, and a higher low above 208. But now, obviously, you can see the strong daily bullish engulfing candle, and above that, we're kind of ranging. You can see on the 4 hour, we have it even more. You can see the range a little bit better. So price failing to break below 210 and failing to break above 212. Look at this H4, H1, bullish range. Price failing to break above. Price ranging between 210 and 212. And it's obviously failing to break above 212. So now what this is hinting is we could either continue in the range, or price is gonna come back down to 208, which is most likely what's gonna happen. Something like this. And then maybe here we could have a potential trade either back to the upside, or maybe if it breaks below 208, we could go back to the downside. All we have to do is just wait. Literally, one of the main things in trading that you have to learn is patience. If you can have patience, obviously in the discipline, that you're gonna build it along the way, but the patience is very important. You need patience and you need discipline way before you find out what technical analysis, what fundamental analysis is, what all of these things are, what liquidity is, everything, price action. you need discipline and you need patience. So now let's get into USDJPY. You could pause it and read it. UJ is very similar to GJ. So let's hop into the monthly. The monthly, you can already see we're overall bullish. Price respected is 140,500 as a support. And on the weekly, well, actually even on the monthly still. Let me delete this because this was from the markup we did earlier of the last trade that I took. So we have the support here above 140,500, and then we have a bullish engulfing candle above 151, and now we have a previous area of supply, which is 158,500, I believe, and then we have another one at 160. So supply here strong, supply here strong, and we're about to test them. So on the weekly, you can already see we have a previous strong weekly supply, strong weekly supply. We're about to test it. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna respect that supply and come back down, which we have targets at 151, or we're gonna continue all the way to 160? Very key zones, key areas. We had this daily double top here, which we just broke above. Now what we would like to see is a bullish engulfing candle above this. We have a bullish trend being respected, and again you can see this previous top of the range at the daily below 158,500 is really strong. So what are we gonna do when we test it? Are we gonna do something like this? Buys below this previous area of supply. After testing this would look really nice, especially targeting 151 would be about 600 pips. Would be a nice little trade. Or maybe price can break above 158,500, and the first target would obviously be 160. Oh man, I hate it when it doesn't want to work with you. And there you go. So this would be around 140 pips. Now we just have to wait for price to hit it, 158,500. And then on the 4 hour, we're still bullish. We were turning bearish here, but we're above previous area supply, Look at this, H4 bullish engulfing candle. So now this is where something like this could happen. We could create the higher low to continue to the upside, or we could create a break below the structure, bearish engulfing, and create a lower high to continue to the downside. All right, we're back. Like I said, remember, we're at work. I am at work, so I get to do this while I'm at work. All right, so we're above the 4 hour previous area of supply, possibly turn into new demand if price can create a higher low above it, or if it breaks below, we're gonna create a possible lower high and continue to the downside. Now, last but not least, wait, no, we still gotta go over USDCAD and NZDCAD. You can pause it and read it. So let's get into the monthly. The monthly, we are still bearish, honestly, but we're turning bullish. We're bearish because price failed to break above 146,500. We have a bearish engulfing candle below 143 and 139, but then we're turning bullish because we have a bullish trend. right here being respected. And then we hop into the weekly. You could already see, obviously, the bullish trend being respected, but we're back above 139, which is a previous strong area of supply and demand. So we could be above it. We could definitely possibly fly all the way back to 143 or maybe 146,500. On the daily, price failed to keep on breaking lows below 137, and then we broke above this support again and bullish engulfed it. Right now we would just need a bullish engulfing candle above 139, to be honest. And on the 4 hour, we're extremely bullish as well. You can see I'm just kind of mad that I'm not holding my freaking buys levels right here, dude. This would have been a perfect buys because we still got highs to clear right here, and something like this can still happen. Higher low above and continue to the upside. I was looking for something like this, right? But why would we sell when we're still overall bullish? So now we're just looking for an entry. I mean, maybe this could happen here. Sells below. We have a target here, but still we still have to wait for that. We can't just be out here predicting. We have to be reacting. Now, let's see. Now, last but not least, NZDCAD. You can pause it and read it. NZDCAD. Delete this right here. This is all of the active liquidity on the chart. So y'all, we want to start from the monthly. You can already see we're overall bearish simply by we're creating lower highs, right? And we have a weak support here. What do I mean by weak? Because every time we test it, we're not creating higher highs, we're creating lower highs. Look at this. It's not getting stronger, it's getting weaker. It's that simple. And on the weekly, we have a weekly bearish engulfing candle below 0.80, which is a strong area of supply and demand. And then we have a lower high below it as well. And then obviously we have this previous supply zone being respected below, my mistake, 0.83. And right now we're kind of respecting above 0.85, 0.78, 500 as well. So we're kind of ranging between this. Hopefully that was the last interruption. Plus, we're already on the last part of the video, right? You could just skip to this part right here. It was only like a couple seconds, right? So price is below 0.80 and still above 0.85, 100. So right now, it looks like it's gonna trade between these two zones until we get a break off either zone. So we could get a break above 0.80. We could be looking for buys. First target would be 0.83. And honestly, to be honest, I still think price is gonna continue melting from here, right? Unless we could break below above 0.80, obviously. But I see price hitting 0.78, 500, and then now those buys would be weak. So maybe we could be seeing some shorts below 0.78, 500 to 0.76. This is obviously long term, but for this week, I'm seeing sales. As long as price stays below 0.80, that is key. Because if the price breaks back above 0.80, then now we'd be looking for buys. But then price has to stay above 0.80 as well, right? We can't just break above and continue back down. That would be a rejection. So now, in the 4 hour, we're bearish turning bullish. Obviously, do we have another low H4 double top here, double top, respected twice, but notice how This first drop was strong, this second drop was weaker. So what is that telling us? That we're becoming more bullish, because we're not breaking lows. What are we doing? We're breaking highs. So now this could actually possibly indicate or tell us that we're gonna break above 0.80, and maybe we could come here to clear these highs right here. So maybe something like this could happen. Well, I already have it over here, but let's make it look a little bit cleaner. Something like this. But then we will still need, for price to show us this, right, we will need a bullish engulfing candle above these highs, and we will need a higher low for this possible entry above. Now we just have to wait. All right, see you next week. Peace and love. I command you health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom for you and your entire family. Back to work.